Hello everyone. Yes, I thought I'd make a YouTube video. I'm out with the dog. So, there's been a lot going on YouTube and all the politics and that since I was last on YouTube. But Anne, yes, that's war flash there. Oh, I'm not walking down there. Come on, this way. That way. Aye. Hello everyone, how is all doing? Well, I thought I'd make a YouTube video, let you know what's going on with us. I am doing alright. I'm not as ahead as I would like to be with us being settled and stuff and all that. But no, I'm out with a dog. I was out with all three of them, but I had to take two of them back. I've done a couple of laps, but it's been alright. Aye, so what's been happening on YouTube then? Since I was last on with Anne live, I see Anne's had put a video up about what's his name, Scotty J. He's in a desperate situation. Is the GoFund Scotty a good thing or a bad thing? And there's questions of whether he's on PIP or not. Well, I don't know Scotty's personal situation as it goes with what money he gets off the government. And he's in a desperate situation and needs help now. And if he has spent all his, if he was on PIP and he spent all his money, then he'll have out for the next 4 weeks and living on the street. So, I don't know. But in any case, good luck, Scotty J. I hope you get clean, mate, and I hope you start doing alright. Because living life on life's terms is very difficult in the early stages of addiction. That's why he probably needs to be going to the rooms, touching base with some people from NA. They're doing a world of good to be around other recovering addicts. Gives you hope and increases your will to want to come off drugs. But you know, it's I agree. He needs professional help, but he needs a rehab. That's the professional help he needs. And that just isn't available. The only thing that's available for Scotty J is to go to Narcotics Anonymous. And he can go to a meeting every day. I'm sure there's other things that they can get you involved with as well to keep your mind occupied while you're off drugs. But while you're not at NA, you're on your own to manage your addiction. Scotty can it. He's not at that stage yet, but hopefully he'll be alright. Anyways, never mind. Good luck, Scotty J. Aye. So, there's been a lot of mad politics going on. There's been riots on the streets of Britain, up and down the country. We've had the government locking people up for saying things on, posting things that other people didn't agree with and all that. It's a mad situation. Aye. But the government have cracked down on free speech, like, I gotta say. I know what it's like, because I've got free speech issues. Well, that's alright. But talking about politics, I mean, Decca, I don't like to fucking laugh or anything like that at people's misfortunes and stuff, and that, especially when they find themselves in prison. But look at Decca Heggie, for crying out loud. What was that man thinking of? Craziness. Aye. Decca Heggie expecting a free stretch. He's sitting on remand somewhere. I can remember his videos, because I went on his YouTube, I went on his live. I was doing a bit of roast pork. Didn't have much to say, like. But maybe he wanted to talk about things. You know, talk about steroid abuse and stuff like that, and how that affects your relationships and your mindset, and how you push certain kinds of boundaries and all that. But no, didn't get that opportunity, because he went and jumped on the Tommy Robinson thing, and I don't even know what he was talking about, but they've locked him up. They've locked him up, and I was getting like 60, 100,000, 150,000 views on some of his vids when he started taking the Tommy Robinson thing. It's absolutely mad, and then I can see how, and I can see where on some way it was blowing his mind again. He thought he had struck big again on YouTube and went viral, which he had went viral, but it's cost him his freedom. Aye. He's lucky in loads of ways, you know. Still, even though he's behind the door at this moment in time, he's still got when he gets out, he's still got his life. But God knows what he's gonna do. How he's gonna turn it round. But in any case, that's Decca Heggie behind bars, because he went viral. What the government call extreme right-wing content. Was he encouraging violence or what? What was he doing? But no, it's mad stuff. But like them riots, God help you. I remember the Scotswood riots. You know, and what we were rioting for was completely different, like. And I don't believe that. All them people who were rioting were right-wing thugs, neo-Nazis and all that sort of crap. I just think that they were just like people like me, really, years ago. You know? The other way to express ourselves. And they can't do stuff like that. And make things even worse. Because that's what people in my background specialise in. Aye. Making things worse. Those are social issues that have been left unaddressed for decades by all parties. I think about the right-wing stuff and that at the minute, man. You know, because I like Talk TV. I watch Talk TV on YouTube. I like Douglas Murray. You know, Calvin Harris, Dan Wootton, you know, Jeremy Kyle, you've got James Whale, you know, you've got Maya Tutsi. You've got them all there, right? And yeah, I agree with a lot of what they're saying and stuff and all that. But it's all the other right-wing politics that I'm not our keen on. Because we'll follow them and look what happens to people like me who come from disadvantaged backgrounds, you know, taking the responsibility for the way my life's turned. I'm taking the responsibility. And taking away no responsibility, seeing all that from me, with the way that my life's turned out. But I think back to when I was a young'un and all that, and I was at school, and what went wrong and all that with us then. And yeah, they've addressed certain issues at school, so you've got at least a better chance of an education. But the criminal issues that go on the streets, the social structures that are allowed to exist and have been for a long, long time. And now we've got other cultures with other social circles that, shall we say, looking from afar through the optics of the situation, it looks like they're quite Anglophobic, anti-British, and can get people whipped up. But for me, it's like, has Keir Starmer really turned his back on the white working class? Or, shall we say, the British working class? Because there are loads of people from different cultures who've integrated into Britain good. So, calling with the white working class, I think it's just race baiting that, you know, because that's not strictly true, because we're a mix of all breeds, shall we say, you know. But just watching where I'm going, yeah, it's kind of dangerous. I think them young'uns who've ended up in jail for throwing stuff at the police, at the busies, bloody shouting of obscenities at the busies, you know, I didn't think they were racist people. I didn't even think they were right wing. I think some of their views may be right wing, but I think some of their views would be left wing as well, because they all come from socialist backgrounds like me, who grew up with Labour involved and all that, you know what I mean? So which way am I going? But no. So we've got all these different social structures now that are allowed to exist and to breed a certain kind of people, where people who, shall we say, in a normal social structure wouldn't be able to function or really exist. I mean, the opportunities today are better for they are better. But we are a low wage economy. That's what we do. We pay immigrants to do British people's jobs, and we pay them 30% less than we do a British citizen. How was that right? So they get 30% less than minimum wage. If that's not taking advantage of the vulnerable, I don't know what is. capitalists love all that. And don't get us wrong, I like a bit of capitalism. But I've not seen any social conscience. And we're supposed to be a capitalist society with a social conscience. So what that means is the right and the left can't exist without each other. And I think the way Sir Keir Starmer is going at the minute, that is totally alienating the whole country, a large part of the country, and it's going to damage Labour for years, for decades, unless he pulls a rabbit out of the hat. You know? We've had a lot of prisoners released. He's released 2,000 prisoners and put people in prison who've done a Facebook post, a daft YouTube video. Fair enough. The rioters and all that needed to go into prison and stuff and that, because we can't have people rioting on the street, and especially setting fires to hotels and stuff like that and endangering life. That's no good. That's not British. That is not a British value. That is what there's no way you can condone that type of behaviour, even though you don't understand what the reasons are behind it. That all politicians, apart from the Reform Party, right, are willing to talk about in this Islamophobia laws coming in and all that, and so you kind of criticise. Are they blasphemy laws? Because that's what they've been calling them on YouTube and all that. That's why I've been hearing all this that there's blasphemy laws that protect a particular religion and leave all the rest hung to dry. What's going on there? But you've got the diversity issue. I'm sorry, but Tony Blair and Alistair Campbell wanted to rub their right's nose in diversity. Why? Why? To the extent where it's got to now. Look where we are. Now Tony Blair's trying to pull back on immigration and all that now. Because he knows the country's got a good chance of going doing the Swanee. Oh, is Keir Starmer right? We're all just right-wing thugs who need re-educating. Well, I'm a man who can't stand corrected. Aye. But all the woke ideology, white privilege. You come talk about white privilege to someone like me. Aye, I can sit and have that conversation. No bother. With anybody. Gender politics. Making your sexuality. Making it all about your sexuality. Right? Race baiting. Right? Making it all about the colour of your skin. Haven't we been working against racism for decades in this country? And haven't we come leaps and bounds? I think we have. So why do we feel like I don't know. It is what it is, isn't it? Aye. There's all them politics. All them politics. People want you to accept their cultural beliefs at the detriment of your own And if you don't, you're a right-wing fug. Now, putting me all in that kind of category is wrong. Right, I can't explain to you. Well, I can. You know, because likes of me, right, and what I've seen go on, right, and what people's attitudes are, right, that there's a large part of the British public, right, who feel unrepresented, right, unrepresented. How are you doing, your son? So, if there's no politicians to represent with, right, because no one's willing to talk about our concerns and our views and all that, right, because they're apparently racist and inhumane and not British, right? Aye, and that makes us vulnerable. Because we're not represented. So someone comes along talking about some of the issues that we find important, that all the other politicians won't talk about. Of course they're going to get like the Reform Party, they're going to grow. But Nigel Farage is a proper conservative. And I've listened to loads of what he's got to say, right, about immigration and all that sort of stuff. Right, aye, good, aye. I agree with loads of what he's got to say, but what I don't agree with, right, is the way they go on about the prison system, right, about how to rehabilitate prisoners, about how to address the social structures that exist in our country, right, that are criminalised, and how do we decriminalise our society in a British way, right, which means that we're meet in the middle. What we've got in common is we're centre politics from both sides, and I don't see none of that. I just kind of see more Toryism, more conservative crap. You know what I mean? Or they're going to start paying people a proper wage and start addressing start taking on the capitalists. Stop letting these people take all the money and use all the resources. Look at these supermarkets and that. You kind of need supermarkets, right? They sell everything's bad for you in the supermarket. Well, mostly everything, right? They earn extortionate profits, right, from the public. I mean, the food inflation's not gone down yet, has it properly? You know what I mean? They're still ripping the backside out of that, right? So everybody who works in one of them supermarkets, right, as a social conscience capitalist with a social conscience, right, should make sure that every one of his employees can afford to bring up a family, right? Send his kids to school, or her kids to school, to private school, or wherever they want to go, to university and stuff like that, and educate their kids. Take their kids on holiday, buy a car and buy a house. Right, the amount of money that's made in a supermarket, every single employee should be getting paid a fair wage. They don't, they get ripped off because we're low paid, low skilled economy. Simple as. Where the supermarkets who sell all our food away, they sell all the pharmaceutical companies who sell all our drugs away, you know, the energy companies who sell the energy away, and we've got middle people who say, you know, we've got to pay one person, you know, if you cut out the middleman buying electricity and gas and all that, you save a few quid, but there's no way of doing that. It's terrible the way the situation is. There's loads of social things that should be sorted out. You know, we should be training doctors. We should be training nurses, not limiting the amount of nurses that are allowed to be trained each year in Britain, and doctors. That's absolute craziness we've got, because they want to pay foreign nurses and foreign doctors 30% less to work in this country so they can skim more money. Because it's just a gravy trail. It's all it is with these politicians. But you never know. They might surprise us and come up with something that's gonna put quality of life first, that's gonna value the family home, bring in policies that encourage people to have a family, to bring up a good family, give people the resources to do that, instead of scrimping and scraping. We're a rich country, we should be able to do that. Is immigration to blame as to why we're in the state we are? I don't think so. I think it's part of the problem. It's the people who've been in charge for a long time, not representing our values, proper British values. Never mind, that's my rant over with the politics, if it makes any sense to you. But in any case, no, I'm good. I'm just taking this dog for a walk. He's a good dog. So what else has been going on YouTube? There's nothing else been going on. And we're gonna head back over the West End at some point. I am. See what's happening. But yeah, I'll put the dog on for a bit and talk to you. All right, big boy. Flash. Yes. How are then? Oh, we're in a bad place, son. Oh, we're back up here. Come on. Are we? Aye. So the politics have got my heat bit battered on YouTube, like, gotta say. All this right-wing stuff. And these lefties are totally bonkers. Progressive politicians, globalists. How a big lad. Dead windy, you see, so I didn't want to walk through the woods. And them trees there, man. There's loads of trees come down in here. Well, I've never spoke to Anne since the night I went on live. Mind you, I never give her a ring, so... Yes, that's a lot of wind. That's a lot of wind, people. That's what I'm saying. Dangerous one along here. Because we're right down there. But yes, people have been okay, right? Just for those few who might be wondering what's been going on with us. I've been looking after myself, looking after my mental health. Quality of life is important. And it's not all about money and stressing about money and letting all the capitalist stresses get in your head and do your napper in. No. It's just shite. It's just people are struggling at the minute. You know, and they can't pay their bills. Or struggling to pay their bills. Especially with the winter coming up. The winter fuel allowance. I know. Wasn't that diabolical? Them old people. To worry whether you're gonna be warm or hungry. What comes first? That's not good, that. But I find the more you worry about things, the more stress it causes. But God bless the pensioners who were going to get cold this year. I know. Right folks, my battery's going to die. So I'm going to clock off now. I'll make another video later on the night. Have a bit chat. Ta-ra folks.